So first of all, thank you so much for having me here. I'm just honored to be here and honored to be within you guys. I've been following you for probably 20 years from another countries that you don't even know that you're known there. I moved here from Israel 6 years ago to own my dream Viper, Dodge Viper, first generation. Like we moved here 6 years ago. The day we landed, I bought my first Viper.
Well, hold on. Now, this sounds like a flex, like Sean is like a rich guy, but he's not. He tells me you brought your wife and dog.
So
and you guys got off the plane, you bought a Viper, but then where did you bring the Viper home to at night?
So when you say home, basically when we moved here, we didn't have a place to stay. So my buddy, he gave us an RV. So we were living in an RV for like 6-7 months until we found a place to live. But the Viper had to be there the first way we landed.
Oh, what an amazing story.
How about that flex? It's like he's
So
living in a Breaking Bad RV, and he's got a Viper
No,
parked
do you know
next
what that
to it.
means? That means two things. You have a great wife and your priorities straight.
I
That's
have
what
a-
that means.
I won in life. I have
You've
a
won.
great wife, and that's how I won in life. That's
Absolutely.
it. Cars, no cars, friends, family. With my wife, I won.
Man, to make that trip, get the Viper and say, do you know what? We'll figure something out. And you figured something out. Let's just say
I
that.
figured something out, and it was such an amazing experience. And the more I was just in Israel, they don't allow modifying cars as much, so I started going to car shows and car meets almost every day and every night. And going to car shows and being such a big fan of the Fast and Furious franchise, I was like, you know what? I want to do a car that I don't see in most car shows. So I sourced my first Mitsubishi Eclipse.
That was the first one, the Eclipse.
That's the
There we
first,
go. We got the
that's
Eclipse
first
fans
one.
out here.
From
The
the
green-
second Fast and the Furious.
From the first one.
Oh, the first one.
So
You had the
green
OG
one.
green.
OG
Okay,
green.
okay.
It's right here next to the Jetta Toys.
In the Jada Toys booth.
Yeah.
Check it out at the Jada Toys booth.
So first movie, first race, Paul Walker car.
That
first
was
scene.
the first scene opening vehicle.
Exactly. So I bought the green
I
car.
hope you fixed the manifold. There's no
I
and the
did.
floor pan doesn't fall out of it.
I still have the computer that shows danger to
Oh,
manifold.
I need to
my
see it.
God.
You go there, you'll see it. The
Go
computer
there
is
and
in
you
the
can
car.
see danger to manifold on the laptop. Amazing.
So I started building that car. I got everything wrong. Everything. The body kit, the wheels, the graphics, everything I got wrong.
So hold on. Can we talk about that just for a second? When you say everything wrong, was it not the OG parts or was it a replica of the part? What made it wrong?
So, not knowing exactly the right body kit or the right wheels, I got stuff that was fairly close, but not the right ones.
Okay.
Like not the right style body kit, not the right wing, not the right wheels. Really, really close and similar, but not the right ones. And after I found out that I'm doing it wrong, I asked for help. So I posted it on my social media. I met a few friends and another friend that had another replica car, started helping me replicating it the right way. And after we finished the first car right, I just started doing more and more and more and more because I fell in love with the journey of building those cars more than actually owning them. So when you build those cars, it's not like owning a new car today that you have a catalog, you go online, okay, I'll get this, this, and that. You have to work for it. You have to look for parts from the 90s, the 2000s. So the journey of building those cars, hunting for the parts, meeting the people that has those parts, it's OG people.
Wow.
And suddenly I go and I found the right wing for the Eclipse, and the guy is like, yeah, I was on set. They asked us all to be extras
Oh my God.
in the race scene. I was on set, this and that. Suddenly he pulls up an album from the 90s, and he's like showing me all those pictures, and suddenly there's a lot of information in these pictures of what the cars needs to be. And we became friends, and the guy's like, okay, I'm just going to take half of the day off because I'm staying with you right now.
Wow.
So
Now, I want to say, was that an APR wing back
it's
then?
an APR,
APR wing. Yes.
It's an APR wing, yeah.
Amazing. I think that's so. The way you broke that down to me, that really opens my eyes to.
I was
Like
gonna
I
say
know
the
it's
same thing.
so hard to do the replica cars, and I know
So
people
hard.
really hold it to you. And it is there was no internet back then, and even now that we do have an internet, there is no catalog of these cars. It doesn't show in the credits. It shows who held the camera and who did this and
Exactly.
that, but it doesn't show each and every single part because people aren't featuring these cars, and a lot of the hero cars differ a little bit from the action cars too. So but you try to track to the hero car, which may only show up in a couple little shots. If you don't have that car from the film, then you're just trying to recreate it based
Exactly.
on,
We're just sitting on the movie and just
Going on.
screenshotting to make sure we got the stuff right. And it's crazy from first car to the car I'm at today, number I don't know how much. We came so far that we're now in a point where my buddy Martin is actually making wheels from scratch that cannot be found. Making parts that's not available and cannot be reached. He's recreating it and CNCing them in China and all over the world and creating them from scratch. And
my God. I made a coaster out of an Amazon box once. I was very proud of that. But I couldn't imagine ever making a wheel from
Period.
scratch.
Correct.
Yes,
Identically
exactly.
fitting to what you saw in the movie is.
Unbelievable.
And the journey, today like the R34 is one of my last ones that I've built. We've built it in Canada, and then we rushed down to SEMA and we displayed it at SEMA. And today, 6 years later, I moved here from Israel 6 years ago. Funny enough, the story that I told about meeting the people and the journey is what you see behind us. Because my car is the R34 over here, and the other 28 cars over here are all people that we met along the line and formed a family of people that's building replica cars and hanging out together and doing those shows together and going to do volunteering against street racing and preaching and just doing everything together.
Well, when you mention family, that's obviously at the crux of the franchise. Cody Walker continuing Paul Walker's legacy.
Absolutely.
Reach out worldwide, helping families. The cliche about Dominic Toretto and everything, family is all that matters. All of it coming together. Speaking of family, do you have is the family here? Do we have the crew
family is
here?
here.
Can they hear us?
Everybody's
Can they hear us
here.
back there?
Everybody's here.
Hey,
Hey guys.
can we bring them up?
We got some time
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring them up. If they can come up, we'll bring them up in a few minutes. But also, what I wanted to ask you, I started noticing some things. I know a lot about Fast and the Furious, but I don't know as much as you. And I want to say, are there mashups now? Because I saw something that looks like Suki's S2000 on a Supra. Yeah. So it like combined, like, to me, I'm like, I love that twist, you know? Well, like, I'm wearing like a TRD Huff collab shirt. Yeah. Shout out to Huff if you want to sponsor me, if anybody's listening, which they don't. Like, hey, you got to corner the 56-year-old wannabe market. Come on, dad bods unite. Anyways, so is that like that sort of collab twist? It's an homage, but it's such a deep cut, you know? Because you look at that car, it's pretty wild, great graphics, good car, but you're like, something about it seems familiar, but something about it seems askew a little bit.
So funny enough, today where we have a graphic designer, we already sourced all the graphics for the cars, and we know the body kits. We have people that recreated everything. It become a little bit more easy. And we have a friend in the group, his name is Gabriel, and he started that twist where he was about to do like a Fast and Furious Supra replica, and then he said the car that he bought was red. And he decided to put a Velside wheels on it, and he was like, hey Shahar, do you have the graphics for the car? I'm like, sure, I want to do something cool. And then he went on and put the RX-7 graphics on his Supra.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And he did the Toretto Supra.
A Toretto Supra with the original
Supra.
FD
He
with
had
the
it here-
Velside wheels.
Yeah, he had it here last year, and then this year our friend Eddie did like a Supra Suki.
Supri, a
Yeah.
Supra Suki.
And we have a friend that has a bike here, and she did the whole Suki livery on it, and it's just
That's awesome.
keeps going and going, and the twist is so cool.
See, I kind of want to get nerdy here a little bit. Like, for somebody wanting to build one of these cars, obviously it's a journey and it's a quest that you mentioned, but like, where does somebody start? How do you say, I want to build this, and then what is step one? Like, how do you do this?
I'll give you step one. It's really simple. You'd go to Craig Lieberman's YouTube channel and you go over the videos because he lays everything out.
Shout out to Craig Lieberman
and he
for
gives
knowing it.
all the information.
So, Shahar, I want to know this then, leading into that. Can you give us an example of a part that you went on a journey for to get? Is there one item that just took you on this crazy mission until you got that part on your hand? Is there one thing that stands out?
I think getting the Too Fast, Too Furious R34 wheels and body kit, the body kit came from Russia. And we bought the body kit. We shipped it to someone in Russia that was supposed to export it. My buddy Elshad was helping us with it. And then the next day, a war in Russia started. So we had to pay
Oh my God.
Russian military to export the
Because
body kit out of
Wow.
Russia to to get this thing exported from the country.
Shahar, are you admitting to us on the air that you violated an international
I have
embargo?
no idea what you're talking about. And then the second thing was getting the HRE wheels. Like I said, my buddy Martin actually made them from scratch. He designed them on a CAD program, went back and forth with China, and we physically had a set of wheels made.
I was at the HRE Wheels open house earlier today in Vista. I have Alan Peltier on the phone. He wants to talk to you about your HRE
I
wheels.
don't think they like me so much.
Yeah, so
Those wheels are discontinued. I know that they don't.
I know.
That's-
And
and
I
they're-
went to HREs
and
to
see if they could-
the manufacturer, and they wouldn't reproduce it.
Yeah,
So-
no, of course not. Yeah.
So let's talk about that then, right? So from you getting that body kit to the wheels, how long was that process from the day you said you were getting it till the day that it was put on the car?
So, funny enough, we got a call to display the car at SEMA. The car was actually in Canada. I wasn't ready on actually pull the trigger and building it.
Yeah.
I flew to Canada to my buddy Martin's, and we built the car in a week.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
Martin did the wide body on the car. We put the body kit on it, wheels, tires, paint. We changed the paint from white to silver, door gems, trunk gems, inner stuff. We took the whole car apart. We worked day and night for 7 days.
Look at
And we
this
drove
car.
it from
So,
Vancouver
Look at the
straight
car,
to
Corey.
SEMA.
I
That
know.
does not look like a car that was built in a week. If I
No.
built that in a week, it wouldn't
It would
look
still
that
be
good.
on jack stands. It would be taken
It
apart.
would still be on jack stands.
So,
You-
hold
I
on.
want to do a tribute car that is as Brian O'Connor's Supra as it rolled in on the flatbed when it was all barbecued. Because I think I could pull that one
can
off.
pull- yeah.
I just torch a Mark IV and I'm good to go. So I think I could do that one. Period.
You know, it's funny because you mentioned the paint on that Shahar and you say it's a silver. I'm sure that's just not a silver.
It's a House of Color PVC
of course it
42
is.
color with a special base coat on it that
It's
took
it's-
like 12 layers and $4,000 in materials only.
And then you look at it and say, okay, now we got it. Before that's the thing is a lot of these cars, even down to the paint, right? People think, oh, you could get a paint that's close enough, but it's not just close enough. You're actually getting the color paint to make sure it is correct to what it was in the franchise.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is, I'm sure, another quest on itself and tons of money, but look at the final product. This
Yeah,
is something to
yeah.
be proud of.
I am.
And shout out to Twisted Tea over there. So here's to you, girl. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Shahar, obviously you're showing all these cars off, and you have a booth over there where people are hanging out. I'm sure people can come ask you questions. But where could people find you on Instagram if they do want to learn more about what it takes to do this, or even talk to you about your journey?
My Instagram is TheVipersGuy. You're welcome to come in and shoot me a DM if you need help. But again, the information now, thanks to Craig, is so easy to find. And if you need anything else, you're welcome to send me a message, and I will try to help as much as possible.
Man, that's an incredible story. Sometimes you take that for granted. You see a replica car, and you see it and you appreciate because of what it looks like. But hearing the journey makes you appreciate these cars even that much more because of the scarcity and the difficulty to get the product. But definitely congrats on what you had. The hard work and the story definitely adds up to it, sir.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you coming up here.